Hello, my name is Chuck, and I would like to show you some of the capabilities of the OneVision SeamMate system. The basic system consists of a computer that has the SeamMate software loaded on it, as well as some special hardware. This is the countersink gauge, which I'll be using, the handheld version here. It also comes in a stand version such as this one. And we're going to be able to measure countersink, the seam thickness, and then optically we're going to measure body hook, cover hook, double seam height, and overlap. The system also allows us to add other precision gauges such as a flange width gauge, can height gauge, plug diameter, a weigh scale, or the multivision optical scanner. This is the video module, which contains the seam thickness gauge and the microscope, which is going to make our optical dimensioning. The inspection grid here that I have on the computer screen can be customized to each plant's specific needs. Generally, the first step of an inspection is to visually look at the seam for any visual defects and enter them into the inspection grid. There's a pull-down menu here with some predetermined defects that can be set for your specific needs. So I'll enter those. The next operation I'm going to perform is to measure the countersink. I'm going to use the handheld countersink gauge. I'm going to measure each seam in 3 places. Next, I'm going to measure the seam thickness. I'm going to place the seam over the anvil. The thickness gauge is going to read it. I'll enter that. I'm going to measure that in 3 places. This can has been prepared with the OneVision seam saw, which has cut 3 precision slots through the seam on the can. It's going to enable us to inspect that seam with a microscope. So I'm going to place the slotted can over the focal stop, and I get a live image on the screen. I'm going to be able to choose auto dimension, and optically it finds the edges and determines the measurement of each aspect of that seam. It's entered into the database. I do that for each of the slots. You can notice on the screen that any dimension that is outside of the specifications that have been put into the database will show up in red. The final step of a typical inspection would be to strip this seam, and the OneVision seam stripper will quickly and efficiently strip this so that we can inspect it and then enter the tightness into the inspection grid here and record it in the database. And also it allows us to put in any comments about the can if we so desire. So there it is. The images have been stored in the computer, can be retrieved later to be viewed or printed. All of the data can be put into various formats of reports, and it's a very powerful and simple system to use. Thank you for watching.